Hey, how's it going, everybody? David here, back at it again. We're going to be showing, more decks. So I feel like I have a lot of the double deck boxes. So I feel like trying to go back into this. I'm sorry for those that enjoyed it. We'll be back. I'll try to be more consistent, or obviously maybe you'll see the same shirt, and I'll try to get a bunch of these in a whole day's worth. So without further ado, let's crack this open. I'll show you both decks. Hopefully they're completed. It might be a mystery because I like doing mysteries. And then also, I have a fun mat going on right below me. So without further ado, let's enjoy. So as you can see right now, I have the Head-to-Head Battles playmat. This is their LED one, which I definitely love. As you can see, like, it still folds a lot because I love this thing so much. I'm so scared to have it out, so I always have it rolled. But it is fun. You can customize the lights so many different ways you want it. I especially like it too because it has the deck zones and all that, just because I feel like it's way easier, But without further ado, I'll show you the first box in there. So right off the bat, we have Scare Claws, which I'm happy to show you. Right now, this is a complete jumble of the cards. So I'll first show you the extra deck, just because I feel like that at least is organized in the main part. I don't know why I said part when I mean time. So there we go. Obviously, you got to have the main beat stick of the deck. Wow. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm literally distracted looking at the beautiful lights. There you go. Then obviously the amazing starter. I definitely hope they have also more middle tier kind of cards, because obviously you have the 3, the 1, so they have a Link 2. That would be cool too, or even an XYZ or specific Synchro, because I feel like they have so many options for everything. I do have the 2 Horus in there. There we go. And there we go. Also, the Pinky Coral Boy. I feel like I could explain more why, but since I'm trying to do a double video, I'm not going to talk too much. Then we have, obviously, some rank 9s, just because this is a fun variant of the deck where, most of my decks, I try to have my own creative spice in there. More of the 9 power. Just because I feel like so many decks are just so, I don't want to say basic, but to a degree they are. I'll quickly try to just put these in the same pile, even if it's not in the same order, just because I feel like I want to make it fun, creative, but I don't want to confuse too many people if we're in the same kind of zone of spells, traps, monsters, just to be like, what is this? Even though I doubt anyone actually wants this deck list, just because this is just my own fun, creative spin on everything. But, it doesn't hurt, just because I know sometimes when I watch videos, I like seeing at least separated by the card types, even if not everything is organized perfectly. But luckily, it's not too hard if I want to do even further. So obviously, there we go. I'll just start showing everything off backwards. Obviously, there's more than one Vistas. The classic Scare Claws. Can't even speak right. What am I doing? And then also what I thought would be fun is I added a lot of Psychic cards. So I have Psychic Tracker. Should also have Wielder in there. See, now it looks like a fun kind of pattern of, mixing everything together. Look at that. And yep, there we go. The Psychic Wheeler as well. Just because they're great synergy, just for, they're also easy spam level 3. They're also great because their types don't match for Vistas as well, because it needs to be a different type attribute. And then also, obviously, this allows me to get into the synchro plays, which is great, just because, that's what I liked about this deck is, besides having a lot of, not rank, but 9-star synchros, I felt like, I can also add, some splash of 3s, I will think about having some, you know, XYZ cards, but for now I'm not really sure which ones I would even want. Obviously there's good generic 3s, but you know, for now I like my focus on Link and Synchro, just because those just looks beautiful, seeing all the blue and white. Obviously it's nice seeing, like, you know, the whole array of everything, but you know. Now let's dive into the spells. Also, I like the color contrast also, even of the decks themselves, of having the orange and yellow. So here we go, diving into... I'm literally looking at this backwards, and I'm like, those don't even look like the same picture, which is silly. Obviously, I feel like my ratios, again, are more on the unique side, just because I'm the type of player, if I'm playing like an archetype, I like using a lot of their support, even if it's not considered the best. You know, obviously I still have the staple of the called by, you know, it's only a one of, so might as well. Also, I decided the one of for Change of Heart, just because I feel like I rarely use it in decks. Also, this is one that I had as a kid, so it's literally a beat up Magic one, so I thought might as well. I have newer ones, but I don't know, I like seeing my nostalgia in my decks too, and I feel like this is like kind of a fun deck that I feel like, you know, would enjoy the nostalgia. So there we go for that. Obviously, you can pause this at any time. I feel like I used to say the names more of the cards, but I feel like no one really listens, you know. If they want, they just kind of, you know, stop at a certain point and, you know, mix everything together. So there we go. Not too many traps. That's a lot easier to organize in my hand. I made this before Metaverse even, you know, increased in size. So I don't know if I would add more. I might not. Because again, this is like a fun kind of deck. Obviously, I, you know, still want it to be competitive. But yeah, that was it. There is no side deck. I usually never really care for side decks. For the most part. But yeah, if you want to check this out, this is the Scareclaw deck, and I'm literally tired because I am staring at these beautiful LEDs. So yes, have a great rest of your day. Stay happy, stay healthy, and see you next. Oh wait, what am I doing? What am I doing? We literally are doing more in this video. I am so silly. So yes, that was the first one of this. And now the second one in this monster double deck. Boom. Oh, okay. So this is my Gren Maju deck. Would you look at that? Right, yeah. And this I actually do have separated already: monsters, spells, traps. Which is funny because the monsters themselves I don't even think are properly separated. No, they're not even. So I guess I was rearranging some cards. I think probably taking out. Obviously, if it's Gren Maju, I feel like everyone has Eater of Millions in it. This card is more unique. Yeah, the Ghost Stopper. I don't know. I feel like it just like adds to more banishing, and I had it, so I was like, you know what, might as well. Obviously, the man himself, Gren Maju. I know I had one of the three I have. I think I already owned prior, so it was kind of like cool knowing I like, you know, had one. Even though it's not like an expensive card, but it's just always cool having it on your own. I have the Gizmax in there just because I like the Gizmax. Obviously, you need, you know, Mr. D Shifter himself, just because kind of necessary. Obviously, it can be bricky having three of, but I don't know. I like it also for the most part. So many of the cards just get rid of them itself, so you don't have to worry. Pankrataz, just because I feel like it's just one of those necessary cards, you know? Alright, so that's it for the monsters. Obviously, I'm sure I could easily change this up, but I don't know. I feel like this is just like what I've been playing with, and it's been fun. And now we have the spells, and again, a classic one, of course, is Monster Reborn, just because, you know, I feel like I very rarely have it in decks, and I feel like not everything gets banned right off the bat. So if somehow, you know, it's very bricky and I have any of the monsters already in the graveyard, you know, might as well just special summon it just so I have a body. You already know. You gotta have desires just because you need to draw. Day of Peace, I feel like that also helps again if you're in like a situation that's not great to help draw. Extravagance, there we go. Change the Heart again, I forgot. I think I have more D-Fissure also. So again, I made this before the ban list. Also, I thought it would be fun removal, because I had this from the past, you know, the Nobleman of Extermination. Just because, you know, why pay the 1,000? You know, obviously quick effect for, you know, Cosmo Cyclone, but I don't know, I love using more unique cards, and I feel like this card is still great removal, you know? Obviously the Called By, and then we're off to the traps. So it's crazy to know that I can now add more D-Fissure, because I definitely should have more than one. And I think the price of it skyrocketed too, which is like one of those things where I'm like, like it's a card that I always liked, but like more for fun decks, you know? Like obviously, you know, you can have a more trolly version of Grand Maju where you're really trying to piss people off, but like, you know, my intention is have fun, but not totally piss off my opponent, even though I know this game is toxic. And actually, as a joke about toxic, this is like a fun kind of toxic concept I just thought would be amusing, is have a little burn in there with Magic Cylinder, and then also, you know, Magic Cylinders, just because, yeah, I just feel like that's fun recursion, just because, again, sometimes they just end up in the grave if not everything is working out well with removal. It's just nice having this as like a unique backup, because also battle traps, everyone rips on them, but it's, I don't know, it magically works. And then also the Ice Dragon's Prison, I have 3 of them, so I feel like that's pretty good in this. Macrocosmos, obviously, now I know I can play more. Summon Limit, I feel like is helpful, just because, you know, we're not playing too many things. I didn't even realize I had a 3rd one in there. There can be only one. And then the last thing is Rivalry of the Warlords. And your extra deck really doesn't matter in the slightest. So I just put in some fun random extra deck cards I have. I just, you know, wanted to show off some of the bling, just like my boy Mochi over here. Moki. So yeah, as you can see, I have like, you know, this silver secret, some gold rares, tons of other secrets, ultimate rare, which I'm so annoyed, as when I was younger, like I think this got like bent into tin, the corner, but I mean, obviously no one really cares about that card anyway, but still, you know, I like keeping my cards pristine. And yeah, just look at all the fun ultimate star foils, everything doesn't matter, none of it matters, but it's just fun to show off. Yeah, thank you so much for your time and consideration. Have a great rest of your day. Stay happy, stay healthy.